That was a long story. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for bearing with me as we read through this passage. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. I just want to point out a few things. First of all, I want you to notice how many of the details are similar. There's a lot in that story that comes from the Bible, including the dreams, Joseph's dreams, the Pharaoh's dreams, the interpretation of those dreams, the details of those dreams. You have his interaction with his brothers and with his father. A lot of these details are very similar. Now, you'll notice that the differences are in the minor details, and that's very important. Why is that? It's because, think about what I said before, Muhammad was illiterate. He could not read the passage of the Bible that we have in Genesis, what we consider Genesis 37 through 50. Muhammad couldn't go and reread it to get all the details right. And so the big details, he remembered them because the story was so memorable. However, the smaller details, the exact order of things, the exact interactions between the brothers and the father, and so all of these little details tended to get modified. And so you had some, tweaks and slight changes in how the events proceeded. And so, but the point that I wanted to make is that this is probably one of the most lengthy stories of a Bible character that you find in the Quran. Many of the details are very similar, which shows you that this story must have been very popular among the people whom Muhammad encountered. Whether they were Jews or Christians, I don't know for sure. However, we do know that Muhammad had interactions with both Jews and Christians. He would have heard these stories, especially the big stories that, for example, the Sunday school stories that all the kids know, the story of Joseph, the story of Goliath, all of these very important, popular stories, Muhammad would have heard them. However, some of the details got misinterpreted, got changed because he didn't have access to the primary sources. So that's for the biggest story. Now, what I want to do at this point is that I want us to look at other Bible characters that are mentioned in the Quran, but that have kind of a smaller passage. We're not going to take a whole surah. We're going to take smaller passages, and I want us to take a look especially at what is missing in those stories, the stories that don't have as many details. Some of the key elements of those stories might be missing and might be changed, and we're going to try to identify those.